like to welcome in now college football analyst, there he is, Greg McElroy. What needs to happen for the Gators to be in this game late with a chance to pull off the upset, Greg?
Well, they got to play unbelievable, and it starts with the quarterback position. Look, Emory Jones was the guy coming into the year that Dan Mullen said, this is my quarterback. I love him. He's waited his turn. He deserves this opportunity. And then through 2 games, he's thrown 4 interceptions. There's another guy, however, and everyone's favorite player is the backup quarterback, as evidenced by what we just heard about the Chicago Bears. The backup quarterback's everyone's favorite player. Anthony Richardson, in this particular case, though, might be the most God-gifted quarterback that Dan Mullen's ever coached. And that's obviously a long list of really remarkable players. If you look at his arm talent, his speed, his playmaking ability, this guy's untouchable. And if for whatever reason he gets thrust into the game, I actually think that he might give the Gators a little bit better chance of pulling off the unthinkable and beating the Crimson Tide, who right now are more than 2 touchdown favorites.
Greg, yesterday USC fired their head coach, Clay Helton, just 2 games into the season. Who are your top candidates to help return SC to national prominence?
Well, it's a matter of whether or not they respond, but these would be 3 of the phone calls that I would make if I were leading that head coaching search. Number 1, Brian Kelly, the head coach at Notre Dame. This is a guy that has done a remarkable job at Notre Dame for an extended period of time. He also can tie Newt Rockne with a win this weekend against Purdue as the all-time winningest coach in the history of Notre Dame football. So if he can pull that off, maybe I can lure him away and say, man, you've done all you need to do at Notre Dame. Number 2, I go to Mario Cristobal, a guy also in the Pac-12 that has done a really nice job, as evidenced by their performance last week on the road at Ohio State. He has this Oregon team knocking on the door of the college football playoff. He recruits incredibly well and is from the Nick Saban coaching tree. And then finally, Pat Fitzgerald, a name that you probably wouldn't have expected me to list when talking about potential replacement candidates. Pat Fitzgerald's done a great job at Northwestern, has done more with less, and is not going to be afraid of the big city environment that he would step into in Los Angeles. He also feels a little bit like a professional-minded coach, which I think would be a good fit for USC.
Greg, what about picking up the phone and just seeing if Chiefs OC Eric Bieniemy is even interested in having a head coaching position, albeit in college, but a program that not all that long ago was on top of the world and is a glamour program, I think, in college football. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, Max, I think about what Eric Bieniemy's opportunities have looked like already in the NFL. And he's been remarkably picky, as he should be, because at some point he's going to get to lead an organization at the professional level that is probably going to be in a pretty good spot with a franchise quarterback, what have you. College has changed. The NIL, the transfer portal, the roster management, the egos that you have to deal with amongst 18 to 22-year-old kids, it's not the same. NFL is a much better lifestyle. So if Eric Bieniemy can get a head coaching job up there, stay up there, Eric. Listen, sure, get leverage, but don't take a college job if an NFL one might present itself.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.